Did you know the Wolf of Wall Street was financed with stolen money? And guess what? No one knew the source of the funds. Well, maybe not yet. Stick to the end of the video to find out who was the unknown man that financed the Wolf of Wall Street. So, who is this mysterious person? Why did he decide to fund Belfort's extravagant lifestyle? How did he steal the money in the first place? Don't worry, we'll answer all these questions and more, so stick around. For those who haven't seen the movie, it's about a man named Jordan Belfort, a stockbroker who defrauds millions of dollars from innocent investors and uses the proceeds to fund his lavish lifestyle of drugs, hookers, and all-around debauchery. And boy, did the movie do well at the box office. The movie was nominated for an Oscar and made over $392 million worldwide, but the real scandal was the source of the funds. In a civil suit filed by the U.S. Justice Department, they claimed that the flick was part of an international money laundering scheme involving a development firm set up by the Malaysian Prime Minister. The U.S. authorities are seeking a total of $1 billion in assets paid for with money allegedly stolen by corrupt Malaysian officials and their associates from 1MDB. But there's more. Apparently, the movie was funded by the infamous social butterfly Lo Taek Jo, aka Joe Lo, who personally distributed more than $10 million for the project. He got a full-screen special thanks in the closing credits and was among 3 people singled out as collaborators during DiCaprio's acceptance speech when he won the 2014 Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture. But there's more. Joe Lo, who committed one of the biggest scams in history while he was in his 20s, is now considered one of the most sought-after individuals in the world due to his theft of approximately $4.5 billion, which was not invested in assets, but was available as liquid funds for him to use as he pleased. This means Lo probably had more spending power than anyone else on Earth, and boy did he enjoy that money. He built a reputation as one of the top spenders in casinos and nightclubs, often splurging hundreds of thousands of dollars on drinks per night. He bought several private jets and mansions and Picasso artworks, and lived an extraordinary life of partying and luxury. Honestly, his life resembled that of the main character in The Wolf of Wall Street, which is ironic, because it was Joe Lo who financed that movie. Oh yes, Joe Lo used stolen money from his financial scam to fund the Hollywood blockbuster about a financial scam. But how does a guy born on a small Malaysian island end up becoming friends with Hollywood stars, dating supermodels, and pulling off one of the biggest financial frauds ever? The insane true story of Joe Lo starts at the Malaysian island of Penang, where he was born. In 1998, Joe Lo's parents sent him into Harrow, a prestigious boarding school in England. Lo would later reflect on this and say that time was very important for him. That's when I built the core foundation of contact for the future. You see, whilst Lo's family were wealthy, many of his classmates at Harrow were on a whole different level of wealth. Many of them were children from royal families or oil magnates. While Lo was the son of a millionaire, many of the people who were hanging around him were sons of billionaires. To try and impress his wealthy classmates, Lo invited them to spend a summer in Malaysia. He borrowed a 160-foot yacht from a rich family friend and pretended it was his own yacht by changing all the family photos on board to pictures of him. Lo wanted his super-rich friends to believe he was one of them. He also tried to position himself as a person who could get stuff done for people, and he went far in this. For instance, Lo once managed to get the letterhead of the Brunei embassy and forced a letter to a very famous nightclub, asking if they could preserve a VIP table by pretending he was a member of the Brunei royal family, and it worked. That was the beginning of Joe Lo's fraudulent life, who later became one of the most wanted men in the world after stealing around $4.5 billion, one of the biggest scams in history, and funded the Wolf of Wall Street with his stolen money. It's shocking how this story has been kept under wraps for so long. This movie was a blockbuster, and no one knew the real source of the funding. And now, the US authorities are seeking justice and are still trying to recover the stolen assets. Thanks for tuning in to this shocking story. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and stay updated on our latest videos. See you in the next one.